Well, good evening, Erie County. Here we are Wednesday night. Man, I'm telling you, I don't even know if I have enough time to talk about everything that we need to talk about locally, nationally. We're still kind of picking apart our alleged president state of confusion kind of campaign deal he put together and called it a State of the Union. And of course, the haters are like, "Oh yeah, but look at what Green did. She sit there with a mega hat on." You're right, but all the ladies in white, and boy, I tell you what, that's a stretch if they're supposed to be wearing white or not. Um, Sitting there chanting 4 more years. So hey, Visa decline, Dave, Andrew, Kim. Thank you all for coming out. Thanks for the sound check, Dave. We appreciate it. And we have a lot of things to cover, and which is really nice. We don't have breaks. We don't have commercials. We don't have to be done at a certain time. We just go as long as you folks want to go. I mean, it's that simple. That's how we do it here. It is free radio, free internet, free podcasting. I don't answer to anybody except my lovely producer that's in the she shed watching everything I do, make sure I don't mess it up. So that's okay. But like I said, the state of confusion, I'm telling you, we've had a time to really dissect it and really tear it apart. And, I have my opinion. And of course, you listen to the experts, on what they think really what happened. And, you guys type in and tell me how you feel about it. It's basically saying that was a pep rally for Sniffy Joe. That's all that was. That wasn't a State of a Union. That was nothing but a pep rally. When you have the ladies in white, while I throw up, chanting 4 more years several times. And of course, they gave Green a hard time. Well, she had a Trump hat on. Okay, one person had a Trump hat on. The other ladies in attendance with their white on, what, 25, 50 of them? I don't know. I didn't even count them. They were chanting 4 more years. So here's little, what, I think she's like barely 5 foot tall, Congressman Green, with their Trump hat on. They are absolutely having a conniption over her wearing a hat. And I watched I watched an interview from her later on, and she said, yeah, they told her to take the hat off because there's no hats allowed. But she's like, oh, go ahead, assess me a fine. I don't care. That's just that's the way this is going to work. That's fine. And they never did, and they never stopped. And I'm telling you, I had some reservations from the speaker. I wasn't really sure what he was going to do. I sure was hoping he had more class, not to stand there with his stupid clap like Pelosi did for Donald Trump, and then tear up his speech. I was just shocked. I mean, talk about our forefathers. Could have, just imagine getting Ben and the gang up here. If he said you're on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Yeah, their terroristic scarves. I saw that. I mean, they had their little terroristic identification scarves on. We got that. We all caught that, and you guys are smart enough to catch that too. But here they are, and Biden can't even say the girl's Lincoln. He referred to as Lincoln. No, that's not her name, Joey. So I mean that was so he was off script. He didn't know what to say. So the best thing to his recollection was Lincoln. I mean, don't ever he shouldn't even have the he shouldn't even be allowed to say his name, because President Lincoln was a guy that was basically thrown off the ballot. Gee, where's that sound like? Thrown off the ballot. He basically came back, was a Republican, became president, and actually had to go to war to free the slaves. There was a lot of other issues, but let's just chalk it up. That was the biggest one, and then they killed him for it. The Democrats killed him for that, for freeing the slaves. So for Sniffy Joe to basically hang on, Gino, ciao. How are we doing in Mill Creek today, sir?
Oh, we're living the dream, Brian. What's up?
Just creating havoc and chaos. I'm getting a lot of reports from the hater sites that
Oh,
they love watching the show. They love making memes and putting hats and weird shit on my face.
oh,
So
hey,
yeah, we're
people,
we're doing our job. We're irritating
pe-
them. They're talking about me, and I get to park free in their heads. I love it, just like Trump.
they love to throw rocks at shiny things. That's for sure.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Jay Brennerman on his little hate post, they always have little snapshots and little quotes, and they do little memes and put little hats on me and put boogers coming out my nose. You know,
Really?
oh
Oh
yeah,
my
I mean,
God.
this is what they do. This is from the party of tolerance.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, I totally understand that. I get that. It's the party of tolerance. We love you. We don't care what your sexuality is. You can if you want to pee in a cat box, you knock yourself out. But by God, if you disagree with them, they come after you. I mean, they look at the names they've called us, Gino. Look at the
Uh,
names they've called us. Deplorable.
it's sad. Here we are. We got more years behind us than in front of us. And you just look around some days and you just wonder what the hell happened. I mean, is it wrong to not, me and you may have an argument or a disagreement about something, but it doesn't mean that we can't work together on other things or just be peaceful people to one another, but just disagree on things. Why do we have to lower ourselves down to that kind of crap? It's beyond me.
Because
This,
that's the only tactic they know. They don't know. Just look at Pelosi when she ripped up President Trump's speech. How dare she? Who the hell does she think she is? Well, we know who she thinks she is, but she's not. But this is the mentality of what the Democrat Party has become. And people are like, Brian, you really beat up on the Democrats. I said, I was a Democrat. I know a lot of people that are Democrats. They never acted like this. They just want to be left alone, pay their taxes, but they're forcing us into a corner, and this is exactly what they want us to do. They're forcing us. We're like honey badgers. They're pushing us in the corner, and we come out. We come out. Look what they're going to do. And look what happened in Georgia today. Look what happened in Georgia for President Trump. They dropped
yeah,
what, 6 indictments today. They dropped them because they said, "Ah, this is bullshit. Get them out of here."
but the judge did say, well, you can re-add them, come back in, and if you got more or better information, you can come back and apply for this or whatnot. It's
Yeah,
such
they're
a
not going to.
it's a death by a thousand cuts is what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and just like I listen to Joel, I listen to you call in, and Aaron calls in there all the time. He is a 100% Trump hater. Trump could come up with the cure for cancer tomorrow, and it would be like, well, Trump caused cancer, you know. And so he was going on and on and on and on about about all this secret stuff, and it was funny. I listened to it, and I was I was in the military. I had a secret clearance. Can't talk about it, but I had one, not a top
Right.
secret clearance, and I'm definitely not the president. So what did Aaron keep saying? He kept saying a super top secret, making it
Yeah.
scary. So I did some research. I know my brain. I've been out of the military a couple of years. I googled it up. I did some research. I went to different sites. There is no such thing as a super top secret. It's just
It's
Aaron's.
classified.
Yeah,
Classified.
yeah. Well, there's classified, and the next one is secret. That's what we had because the jobs we did, we were subject to a lot of things that they didn't want out. But was it top secret? When the top secret guys in suits showed up, we left. They kicked us
You're
out
right.
of our office. So
And if it was so top secret and he wasn't supposed to have it, how was he able to leave with it? I don't think he put it under his arm and nobody didn't see it. It's such a joke. It's so ignorant. But you were talking about that Lake and Riley.
yep.
Um,
Hey, Brad.
why did they have to put a shiny big silver button for him. You know, did you pay attention to that at the when he pulled the button up?
Yeah, he picked it up. Well, basically,
Why was that there? Because they knew that was going to happen. So
no,
it's like staged,
well, that story came out. If you watch the couple of interviews from Green, she
right?
said, "I gave it to him. I handed it to him so he wouldn't forget." And at the off chance he would put it on, which he wouldn't. So I'm assuming that's the button Green gave him, and he just put it on the
Oh,
desk. And when she
that
started catcalling him and calling him out for his bullshit, guess what? He must have had the Adderall must have kicked in, and
right.
he had a conscious moment to pick it up, and Lincoln, oh you, and then he looked up in the stands
As if
where they usually have the family wasn't there. They refused to show up. They
right.
refused to show up.
His policies opened the border up. I can't believe how he could sit there and say, "Well, it's the Republicans' fault. It's my predecessor's fault." He had that thing locked up all one of the tightest borders we'd had in a long, long time. His first thing is one of his first executive orders was to rescind any more building of the wall, stop construction, and I don't know. They let the metal rot out there. I don't know if
They
they sold
sold
it.
it. I
I
was
have
watching
no.
a thing the other day. They were talking about it. They said, "Well, let's just go out there and let's build it." They said they can't because the steel they actually sold for pennies on the dollars, taxpayer dollars that you paid premium for steel,
Oh,
for
I'm sure.
and
Yes,
they sold
that
it for
wasn't cheap.
less than scrap metal because the Biden administration doesn't want nothing to do with it. But yeah, I got to tell you that this was really funny. Hey Tim, a lot of people coming in. Linda, how you guys doing? Appreciate you stopping by. Is that during his little lichen faux pas, he actually came off his program script and called him
Illegal,
illegal.
illegal,
He called him
illegal.
illegal.
Oh boy, he ran for a couple of days, but then what? The
Well,
squad got to him, and you got to go apologize.
the
You said the
next
thing.
day, he was on the I'm sorry, all the alphabet news people let him in there and he apologized. It was slip of the tongue. No shit. That's what you've been doing for the last 3 years is slips of the tongue. And finally
Three,
you spoke the
about
truth.
40 years so far.
No, I get it. So, that was just fun to
Yeah,
watch it. And
I think no, all kidding and all BS aside, I think that between Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and maybe a few other states, we really got to do our job. And I mean, if you're a little bit, you don't want to go out in bad weather or whatnot, get your papers to vote early
totally agree
because
with you. We have early voting. You can go down the courthouse and you'll be able to vote early. And then you will be if you want to do a mail-in ballot. You don't hate
right,
now watch
that's
all
the
the
big
boos and hisses, but I understand that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's here. Our legislators did nothing. They sat on their hands and just kind of like looked around the room, say, "We're not touching this thing. We've got it. It's here. We're not going to get rid of it." People, I was on social media, people were like, "Well, we got to get rid of these dominion voting machines." Okay, that's fine. But do you guys realize that's over $20 million deal? That
what?
I wasn't on county council when they put the bids out for these dominions. That was right before I got there. But the bill was over $24 million to replace these dominion machines. Now, obviously, money's not an option with this government because we can just send billions and trillions overseas. Now we're going to Haiti to build docks, and
Oh,
you
jeez,
you
yeah.
don't think some knucklehead with an AK-47 is sitting off in the woods somewhere just waiting for our sailors, the men and women out there doing this, to take crack shots, and then we're going to get drawn into this thing. You watch. That's my
But
prediction.
now, with that being said, do you remember when Old Man Bush and Clinton they had that big fundraiser for Haiti when they had the
Oh yeah.
big hurricane?
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, we got to rebuild. We got to do this. We got to do that. Blah, blah, blah. What they do with all that money?
Well, I mean, you mean the Clinton
They
Foundation.
rebuilt.
Yeah, the Clinton Foundation that, of course, took their administration fees off of everything, just like we do here at ECRA. Everybody says, beating up Brenton for saying, listen, You got a $40,000 a year pay raise. There's people in this county don't even make $40,000 a year. And what does he do? He sits up there and hands out our tax dollars.
Mm.
We did it on county council. We handed out millions of dollars of grants for 53 cents an hour, not $140,000 a year. And did our overhead jump $100,000 from last year to this year? Uh, but so then we ask questions. Oh, this is just political. No, those are our tax dollars that everybody belongs to that needed accounted for. I mean, I don't know if you saw Davis's post. He had the credit card receipts of everything they paid for. Holy shit, I'm in the wrong business.
No, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, go on my thread, go down a couple days. All those
Hmm.
credit card receipts from ECRA are there, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Amazon, Walmart, coffee here, muffins there. I get it. I get it.
You,
Gino,
oh, you remember not too long ago too, wasn't it? I forget the name of that other organization, but they went to dinner out in Las Vegas. Big convention dinner was like $26,000 or something crazy.
right.
I can't think of the name. Oh, GCAC. That's
Oh
what I think it was.
yeah, that
I
that's
believe. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't want to make a statement. But there was one organization that it was like they were looking for money, and they're like, okay, you guys are supposed to be helping people, and you all went out and had a nice time in Las Vegas and had a big digger for or a big dinner
all these
for
a lot of these
$26,000.
there's a lot of good nonprofits in the area, and they feed the hungry, they help the homeless, they help our veterans, and I get that. But when I'm not picking on GCAC, but man, we went to war with
No,
them. We went to war with them on this. They had $12 million sitting in their checking account, but they're putting us under the gun. And they what they did is they typed up a form letter, handed all those form letters out to the little senior citizens and the good voters, and I had stacks of form letters saying that GCOC will close. Bullshit. They got $12 million sitting in their checking account. So why won't people know this? Well, I try, but I can't do it myself. Come to a county council meeting. They're there. Watch them on YouTube. They're there. I mean, we get the stats from YouTube, and it was like maybe 5 people show up, except for the library in Neptune. This has really rattled the Democrats'
Hey,
cages.
right. It's a lot of times when it comes to local, either township meetings, council meetings, most people would rather watch what's on tonight at 8 o'clock on TV. They don't want to go watch their government work. And
Netflix.
that's just and hey, I was at a public meeting one time for a subdivision stuff we were doing, and it came to the point where they say citizens to be heard, and nobody stood up, nobody came and spoke, and one person officiating the meeting says, "Well, we must be doing a good job." Hey,
Listen, I'll be
hey, you
honest with
can't.
you.
And most of the time, when these people come, it's like Johnny come lately. It's usually after the fact, after something's been voted, after something's been signed, and it comes out, little by little. And all of a sudden, people are like, what?" And it's
We had a couple county council meetings as chairman that we were out of there at 6:25. We we did the Pledge of Allegiance, we did our roll call, public to be heard, citations, yada yada yada, da 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 da. Go through the agenda. Have a nice day. Anything? Nope. Out by 6:27. So what does that mean? There was nobody there saying anything. There was nobody watching us on YouTube. But until you get a trigger, word, or you get Mary Raider Raiders out there, rattling the cages about this library thing. And I watched an interview today on the news from Terry Mad Dog Scatella, the chairman. I know we don't have the votes, and we don't have the votes to overturn the super vote veto. Well, yeah, because what you're doing is illegal. It's not there. You can't do it. Go ahead, vote it in. Breton's going to shut it down because it's illegal. It's a contract. Gino, I hire you to do my driveway, and I decide you're halfway through the project. I don't want you to do it. too
Like,
bad. You've
well,
got a contract.
already wheels are in motion, and money
They
being spent,
right.
and it'll end up costing. Look, my guess is what's going to happen. They're gonna have their big powwow with Gannon, and now Gannon's going to be made out to be the villain if they pull the whatever money we got spent.
Yeah, we
Yep.
used we used 1.5 million of ARPA funds. That's all we used. We didn't use any. I mean, they're tax dollars technically, but it didn't come out
The
of the
general.
budget. It didn't. It's still tax dollars. I still spend them very carefully.
Right.
But this is investment. What are we doing? We're investing downtown Erie. Why do we go downtown Erie? Oh, I don't know. Watch a band, have a pizza, play putt putt. The city. Nick Scott wanted to put one of those slides up above everything. The city shut it
Right.
down. No, it's too tall. It'll look bad. You need to have a reason. Now, I heard a rumor. Again, this is a rumor. I don't know. I've heard that the Port Authority is going to push back on the Holly Burton project.
Hmm.
This naval ship coming in, they've invested millions. Yeah, zipline. Thanks. Stuck there. They've
I
invested millions in this
hope it's
project.
just a rumor and not true. I mean,
It's rumor. It's
we need,
rumor. I don't know. I mean, I don't like to spread rumors, but
right.
how many people go to a Port Authority a deal? And I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you ladies, you better pay attention what the Port Authority does, because right now Julie Slomsky is in charge of that. She is the assistant director. The director's leaving. They'll make her director. Who do you think shut Project Neptune down? We had a building. We had it all set up. Gannett had it all set up. The Port Authority said, well, we don't really like these terms. So Gannon's like, wait a minute, we're going to invest $24 million into this project, and you can, in 2 years, say you're out and we have no recourse. So they said, we can't do this. So blame the Port Authority. They have bigger projects. They must going to be they're going to put stalls in for the unicorns to go feed down there or something. Something that's way more important.
We need more public toilets.
Right, you need more public toilets. We need places for the unicorns to be watered and have eat their grain or sprinkles, whatever. But yeah, so go to the Port Authority meetings. Yeah, Dave sent me some pictures. There's the mayor. He was at a Port Authority. All the other, I could look at the pictures that Dave sent me. I go, well, Democrat, 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 because they're the Democrats that all show up to the city council meetings and the county council meetings. I can count on one hand how many Republicans show up to these county council meetings. And they're like, well, we don't get our voices heard. Well, because you're lazy, just like you are with your voting. So here's the
Wow.
trend. Boom, boom, boom. We're Republicans. We're conservatives. Blah, 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 blah. Get out and vote. Get to these meetings. Hold these people accountable. And
But you know what'll happen. You start going and asking questions. Oh, these are Republicans. Oh, this is all political. Oh, these people are crazy. They feel threatened, and it's amazing.
oh, and I get it, but see, here's the problem: they have no checks and balances. There's none. Look at the mayor runs. Joe, Mr. Persinger lost by what was it, like 0.5%? That would have been the first Republican mayor
In a
since
long
the
time. Yeah.
'60s, and they stand around and scratch their heads. Well, why is the crime up so high? I don't know. Why are businesses all leaving? I don't know. Well, you know what? I was in the military, and the captain is always responsible for what goes on. I'm not a Navy guy, Dave. Correct me if I'm wrong. The captain is ultimately responsible for his crew and that vessel. So here we have a captain that just wants to walk around and do ribbon cuttings, and you have a city council that the cities are on fire basically with fentanyl overdose and deaths. They have
Wow.
record crime rates. They're the rape capital of Pennsylvania, but we're worried about public toilets. But because
Hey,
it's a feel
hey,
good thing.
I got enough trouble out here in Mill Creek. I got to keep an eye on. I can't do everything.
You guys are in a really bad spot. I'm not gonna get into that one, but man, I tell you what, you better
We
guys
gotta.
better.
I can only do so much, Brian. I'm like, what is it? I forget what Rush Limbaugh how he used to say it. I got half my brain tied behind my back and trying to fight the or however he used to
Oh,
do that. With, but
Rush Limbaugh. What a great voice. What a great philosophy. I didn't always agree with him. I mean, he was very very hardcore conservative, and I get that, and I respect it. He stood his
shit,
ground.
he kept it. He kept it live, and he kept people. It was a lot of entertainment, and that's what people would, when
Right.
he go off on something, it was like, or I mean, he gave things names, and that stuff just stuck.
I know.
But
I can
hey, I
only
got to roll, brother.
thanks.
You
Gino.
keep.
We appreciate your call. Like like Visa just put in there. Yeah. We don't forget we've been fighting over bike pass too. Thanks, Gino.
Peace. We'll see
Bye.
you.
Yeah. So I guess there was a question in the room. I guess I will. Oh, Rich Chapman, how you doing? Why did the Republicans vote me out? The Republicans didn't vote me out. The Republicans just didn't get out and vote. Only 22%. That's why you see on my post. You see on my post hashtag only 22% because only 22% of the Republicans came out and voted or did a mail-in ballot. We saw an uptick, which is good, but we're gonna get there. Hi, Kim, you're live.
Hello, Brian.
How you doing?
The little bit of house business first. We really need anybody who's willing to show up at the St. Patty's Day parade this Saturday at 1 o'clock and show your love. Wear your Trump shirts, wear your candidate shirts, wear your red shirts, bring your Trump flags, American flags, and march with us in the parade Saturday. We're looking for volunteers.
Thank you. I was going to talk about that, but I that's why I appreciate you call. You talk about cool stuff. I'm just while you're talking, I'm showing Brenda's new Tumblr Second Amendment. But yeah, the parade's on Saturday. Get with Kim for details. We need people to show up. Mike Kelly's going to have a truck in there. Our local candidates are there. It's going to be Democrat Haven. Wear a bulletproof vest. Make sure you wear something red. And don't you will get snarled and
We got to fight fire with fire. We got to show, even if you're not for Mike Kelly or Dan Laughlin, be pro-American. Show them that we count. Show them that they cannot just take over and run over everybody.
No, I totally agree with you. The city of Erie, it's a haven. You guys voted it in. You go from city to city Democrat. Look at Pittsburgh. Oh, hey, sorry. You can't commit any crimes between this time and this time because we don't have enough police officers. Okay,
Right.
why did you just tell all the criminals, hey, there's no police officers, so guess what? Go commit crimes. I guess this
Right.
is like I was reading online. Someone was talking about this Pittsburgh problem, and they're like, well, maybe it's a practice purge run. I don't know what to tell you. I'm
Yeah.
not saying be vigilantes. I'm not saying lock your houses down, but you better lock the doors, and you better
3
have
a.m. to 7 a.m.
yeah, you
Purging the phone calls.
you better have some way to stand your ground because the handful of officers in a city of 300,000 people might be 3, 4, 5, 10 miles away. I don't know. Yeah, 23 cops for the whole city. Ridiculous. So, but guess what? Here's my prediction. Rainbow Joe here in Erie sees what they're doing there. You watch what they're going to do here because Joe has a tendency to say, "Hey, that's a great idea," but 5 years too late. Just like other cities have implemented this, rainwater runoff fee. Other cities have been doing it for years. So, here comes, 5 year behind Joe saying, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do this. And of course, her city council, like, oh, yeah, more money for us to build more places to feed all our
Our unicorns.
unicorns and places to feed them and make sure we have plenty of
Yeah.
feed and fairy dust for them, and that's
Thank you.
fine. But you got to have infrastructure. You drive down State Street, it's a war zone with the road conditions. You come across 6th Street, there's literally garbage piled up days after the garbage pickup.
Oh, what happened to their $200 fine if you had your grass higher than 3 inches or if you had debris in your yard or anything? I have called and called and called about people. They never show up. So instead of giving us all these extra fees, why don't you enforce what you already have in place with the hoarders with the garbage all over their porches and the slumlords?
Because they don't want to piss the people off. And then they show up to a city council meeting and then they have to sit through 3 hours of, I got a ticket. Well, clean your shit up. we had that bad windstorm, and my neighbor's garbage was over here, and theirs was in my yard, mine was in their yard. Everybody went out there and picked them up. Just because you can't tell me, just because you're economically challenged, I'm being as nice as I can, that it cost any money to sashay yourself outside and pick up the garbage and put it in a can in a bag. It costs you nothing. Take a little bit of pride. I know it's a rental unit. You might be Section 8, whatever. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, take pride. And, they have all these organized cleanups where they have groups come in, they clean up the neighborhoods. The next day,
Including Gannon. Thank you.
yeah, the next day I'll drive by and it's a shitstorm again. So what's the point?
Yeah. My grandpa always said you do not have to have money to be clean.
No, no, no. And I get that, and I know it's a Section 8. It's not my house. I don't give a shit. Well, you live there, and it's,
Yeah.
and you know what? Come to Erie, come to Erie, come to Erie, but why? I mean, Google it up, and why would I come to Erie? Nick Scott's done a great job, great hotel, Putt Putt. He does the concerts out there. Thumbs up. I know a lot of people don't like him, but at least he's trying with his own money, a little bit of state and federal money to help out. That's okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's what it's there for. That's
Oh,
what it's
I
there
know the
for.
guy. I know the guy. When it comes to business, he's an asshole, okay? But when it comes to his family, and if you know him on a personal level, he can be very, very nice guy. But he's an asshole with money because he knows how to make it.
Well, and I get that, and it comes down to personal pride, and it
Right.
comes down to just take a minute. When I lived in the city of Erie, I had one of those extenders because everybody walks and smokes and just throws the cigarettes down. Smokers.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to go out in front of my house and pick up all the cigarette butts. Then I had to go down to the end and pick up the beer cans and stuff. But because
Yeah.
I had a flexible schedule, I had days off during the week, so it's just an issue of I had a couple of minutes to invest in my neighborhood. I'm not saying I'm a saint. I got a truckload of
No.
mistakes, and I get it. But let's just stop and think about what we need to do to fix our communities. And that's why
Right.
I ran for county council, to do some heavy lifting, to do some good projects, and take care of our veterans. But then the politics got involved, and we want transparency. Okay, what's
Then be transparent.
what's transparently clear on county council right now is the fact they have formed several subcommittees, and the main one is going after Brenton Davis and the economic development, because
Right.
Andre Horton voted against it. He voted to defund it. He's done everything he can to shut that down, because that money is an investment to Erie County and not going into the city of Erie. Now he's got Rock Copeland as a campaign promise. The county is going to spend their fair share. Dude, we spent $6 million of county money in the city of Erie. Now,
Right.
economic development, you got to have people working. Oh, God, that's right. Democrats don't want that.
Don't work. They don't work.
They don't. They don't want it. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of union, hardcore Democrat people that work very, very hard. When
The
WAPTEC,
conservative ones do.
when I went on, when WAPTEC was on strike, Brenda and I stopped over. There were popsicles and bagels and everything. They're good Democrat union hardworking folks. And I'm not trying to pin all Democrats as being lazy, but this is what the party appears to want to do. They don't support economic development. And here's the thing: you've got a Democrat governor that supports what? Law enforcement and economic development. So their master leader is pushing for law enforcement and economic development. You have to have the two, because look what happened in New York City. Cops
Oh, God.
they are leaving in droves. They're retiring. Well, why? Because illegal people can beat the shit out of them, and they don't care.
No consequence.
No
No
consequences.
consequences.
Look what happened to the attorney general when she showed up at a fireman's rally. They booed her. Then they started
It was
chanting
great.
Trump, and she said, "I'm going to have you guys basically hunted down and have you take training on rethinking." What? What did you just say? You better turn yourselves in. We're gonna track you down, and you're gonna go to training to make sure you rethink how you do this. Screw you, lady. It's the your First Amendment right, And you know what? This is why she ran for office to take down Trump. And now her union firefighters can't stand her and they're yelling Trump. I love that video. Love
I
that
love
video.
it.
I
I
was
love it.
howling. I was howling,
And
you know.
and speaking of county council, did you see that they want to give people an extra day to register
I
for
saw that.
mail-in and for registering for the primary because of daylight savings time?
No, 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 no. Because of the eclipse.
Oh, the eclipse, is that
Because
it?
because the county is taking a day off. They made it a holiday. I don't know if they got to use personal time or whatever to go look at the sun because it's a one-time deal. So they voted to move it one more day. It's just voter registration. It's no big deal. I mean, I kind of grumbled at it at first, and I thought about it. It's just voter registration. Whoop de do. You know,
Okay,
it'll
but
give.
we have how many days are we closed? President's Day and so forth. And none of that matters, but because it's the eclipse, they have to move it another day. Are you kidding me?
I don't make I don't make the jokes. I just tell them.
I know.
I can't do that.
I
Well,
was laughing hysterically.
when you have a government, I'm sorry, you have a Democrat controlled county council, you have a Democrat controlled board of elections, you're going to have this stuff. So whatever they're, when they come in on their unicorns, and tie them up to the front there, and they come in and do whatever they do, their super hug a thug crap. This is what they do. This is what Governor Wolf did when the mail-in ballots first came online. Push them back. Don't worry about it. Come on. They don't know any better. No, this is election day. They've had weeks to do this, and now we're pushing the goalpost away at the end. And no wonder people don't trust them. No wonder they don't trust the election thing. But, like I said on the show before, we went to that election integrity seminar. Erie County didn't really have any big deficiencies. I was shocked that some of the district wards had some discrepancies. I was really
Yes.
shocked on that
Can
one.
I was shocked when I sent that to you.
Yes.
I think one of them was Summit, wasn't it?
Well, I think there was one in Summit, and I think there was one in Harbor Creek. I was really shocked, but it wasn't like catastrophic. It wasn't like they said, 50 people voted and they had 500 ballots, nothing like that. But
Right.
it said there were some discrepancies, and I get that. But overall, Erie County got a clean bill of health from this
Yes.
outside, very conservative entity that overlooks and sees the elections. Now, I'd like to see that same seminar come back after this year's election and see the bullshit that they tried to shove down our throats, considering the Board of Election is nothing but Democrats. They're not going to toss any ballots, and the judges have
No.
basically said, there's no really reason to toss ballots. It's the law says so. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of which, if you can, I thank you very much because Brian will be down at the courthouse along with Nate and Greg Hayes. And I want to thank each of you on election day when they're opening those mail-in ballots and counting the votes. I want to thank all three of you for that. But we are still in desperate help of people to go to the polls on that day. So if anyone can do that, we would thank you all very much. Even though it's primary, it's still very important that they get the message that we are banding together, that they're not going to keep pushing us around. And as for that extra day of getting people registered, that just goes to show that our efforts to get the vote out is starting to worry them.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
we
They
are
see the
turning
numbers.
the tide.
They see the numbers. The numbers have switched up, and the amount of Republicans, new Republicans, is up. The number of Democrats switching from from Democrat to Republican is increasing quicker and quicker, because every time Joe Biden opens his mouth up and spews his hate, and some of these political analysts are like, he would have been better just to stay home. That
Hide
the
in the
state,
basement.
well, the state of confusion. And you know what? I didn't get to talk about this last one, but I'll talk to this one. What did he do? What did he do when he came out? Did he say, "Come on, America, let's give a big hug. Let's do this. Let's become one"? No, I need money for Ukraine. We need to
Yeah.
fund their pensions. We need to fund their vacations. We need to make sure that they're okay. We're starving people. we have homeless people, we have homeless veterans, but the first thing out of the commander and chief is about the Ukraine. That's
Right.
that's such bullshit. I mean, come on, people. They care more about the Ukraine than they do us. First people were like, "Oh, let's support the Ukrainians. Oh, they're in a bad deal." Okay, those people are like, well, maybe we have spent a little bit of money, way too much. And when they put that money into to supporting their pensions, that was it. I was absolutely positively done. You don't have a pension. The guy over there doesn't have a pension. These people
Yep.
over here don't have pensions. But by God, the people of Ukraine get their pensions funded by the United States taxpayers. Yeehaw! You go, Joe.
And did you notice when he keeps blaming the Republicans for not signing
It's
that new
everything.
border deal, he leaves out the fact that there's funding in it for Ukraine.
Well, I mean, it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors, just like they did here in Erie. What did Erie County Council do? They wanted to give diversity, equity, inclusion a last handout because they're dying a slow, painful death. Because just like diversity, equity, inclusion is happening across the country, they're shutting it down. It doesn't work. All it does is create problems. It creates friction, and it's discriminatory. Just because like, well, you're white, you can't be discriminated against. Bullshit, you can't. But so
Right.
so the diversity, equity, inclusion thing has lost his punch. This was their last hurrah to get some money. Well, maybe if the director didn't make $150,000 a year, maybe some of that money could have actually went to help the little person build a thing. But yeah, nothing against Gary Lee. He's no dummy. He negotiated that deal with Kathy Delcamper
Yeah.
because he worked for her. And she wanted to give diversity, equity, inclusion $10 million. And I'm like, oh,
It's
no.
crazy.
You, lady, you have bumped your head. Go have a hamburger and get some protein because your brain stopped working. You're not giving these people $10 million. We gave them 3.5. Have a nice day. They blew through 1.5 and did absolutely nothing. We put their feet to the fire. Breton fired the director and the assistant director because they were writing each other grants. $250,000 they were writing each other grants. Hey, you take care of me, I'll take care of you, buddy, for my nonprofit. We shut that shit down too. But we're the bad ones. We're the big meanies. We're the deplorables. We're the Trumpers. No, we're just trying to be fiscally responsible. And these clowns that got elected, oh, we're going to be transparent. Yeah, transparently not letting anybody else play in the sandbox, obviously,
Right.
because they run all the gigs.
I feel so bad for Charlie and Ellen. I feel bad they have to sit there and listen to that, and they have blocked them from using their voice. Thank God they have a vote, even
Yeah.
though they're not letting them count. But I'm telling you what, it's all going to turn around again. It's all going to turn around. And people, please listen to Brian. Have faith because things are going to turn around. And please remember, if you have not put in your application to run for committee on the Republican Party, it's not too late for you. Go to your polling site and ask people as they're entering, hey, you're Republican? Great. Please put my name down on your thing, on your ballot, and write me in for Erie County Republican committee because you can do a write in. All you need is 10 people to write you in, and you're on the committee.
And all you got to
So
do is
please,
sit down on your computer, go over to Walmart, buy a pack of pre-cut, pre-made business cards, hand them out. It'll cost you a whopping $10. And you know what that'll do for you? That will give you the voice to tell the Republican local party what needs to be done. And we're going to follow the rules about, oh, I don't know, Robert's Rules of Order. I mean, silly stuff. I went to the meeting and I was just like, what was this circus?
yes.
What are you guys doing? You don't even do a asking for a roll call vote and you hear everybody grumble. No, that's wrong. You have no record of who voted for what. You got to do it. But again, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. And all of the fans out there, on Hater Vision tonight, just do what you do. I don't care. I don't care what you say or do. It doesn't matter. Your voice is so irrelevant. Nobody gives a shit what you say, because we're paying attention and we're getting this done. And this is exactly why I do this. This is exactly my wife sitting in the command center, making sure and sending me texts that, don't forget, hey, this guy asked a good question. Don't forget that one. It's a team effort.
I love Brenda.
It's just not
I love
me.
Brenda.
She's sitting in a
Yeah.
laptop at in the command center, the she shed, making sure that, I don't forget a good question, because one asked, hey, why did the Republicans vote you out? Well, the Republicans didn't vote me out.
They
Technically,
just didn't show.
they just didn't show. If they would have shown, if half the Republicans in Erie County, in my district, would have showed that $200,000 that Pretzel spent of that dirty DC money would have been irrelevant. And their fake bullshit of photoshopping me at the Capitol, bullshit. But no, we chose to sit at home. I'm not doing a mail-in ballot.
I don't have time to go to the polls. I don't have time to go. If we had 5% of the Republican, an extra 5% of Republicans show up, not only would Brian have won, I would have won and Corey would have won. And we'd have control right now. And your taxes would not be going up. And like we said all along, with Rock Copeland saying, "Oh, the county has to be more accountable to the city," none of that would have happened.
No,
none of it would have happened
we're
because
Erie.
we all #told you all.
We're not. We don't answer the city. They're part of the team because we have a representative, 3 representatives in the city. But we're also responsible for getting new sewer lines out in my district out here northeast. Had to fight a little bit, but that's my job. I make 53 cents an hour. Ellen had to got some of that money. Andre Horton's, dreadlocks came unglued when we put together the gap funding. We took $5 million back. We scraped it back, came up with $5 million for gap funding. So we could do exactly what it says. We can fill in a gap for funding for a project. Northeast applied, sewer line. They're going to build a shit ton of houses up there on the hill by the golf course now, because now they'll have sewer lines. Ellen Showerman, their sewer system was held together with wood and duct tape. Now they're going to get some.
I know it.
Yeah, now they're going to get some stuff. But if we're not dumping it in the city, and why do you think they pushed to get a Copenhagen and Pretzel in there? Because they're just puppets on a string. They're doing exactly what Rainbow Joe wants and the Democrat Party. You got it. You asked for it. Sorry.
Now let's see what Harbor Creek gets out of Pretzel now, because they're not going to get anything.
You know what? Harbor Creek doesn't need their help, because Harbor Creek's got their shit together. I
understand that.
Timmy,
but he's still representing them.
Right, but they do it. But they do well on themselves. Show me one municipality. Show me one municipality in Erie County that has not raised taxes in over 30 years. Show me. If you can show me one, I'll buy a Dairy Queen when they're open.
Oh, I can't.
You can't, because it doesn't exist. Are they perfect? No. Do I scratch my head with Dean and Steve sometimes? Like, what are you doing?
I love those guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do.
And I love to give him a hard time. I know Dean's, he's a busy guy. He listens to the show now and then. Steve will chime in, "Hey man, I caught your show last night," because someone will say, hey, Dad,
the thing is, you
Shank's
can sit
talking
down,
about
even
you.
if you don't agree with them. Even if you don't agree with them, you can sit down and have an intelligent conversation with them.
I totally agree. And that's what it's supposed to do. But you know what? And it is funny if you pay attention. Whose big fat head was on the front cover of the Erie Times News today? Copenhagen. Copenhagen was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So mugshot.
So now they've got a new Democrat that loves to talk. Well, at least he can put a sentence together. Pretzel can't even put a sentence together. That's why they don't interview him. That's why you don't see anything on the newspaper. I've been at things with him, and he can't put a sentence together. That's why he lied about the debate. Bold face lie.
Mm-hmm.
I got the text messages. I got them. I've got the emails. Anything you want to prove my point, I've got them. I don't know nothing about it. You're a liar. You knew you couldn't do it. I had someone call me that worked with Pretzel years ago. They said, "Brian, you really want to pin his ears back? Get him into debate. Get him in a debate." He goes, "You'll crush him. He'll start crying, and he won't be able to do it." But he wouldn't do it. See, he knew he wouldn't do it.
Call down there? Didn't he call to confirm it?
Yeah, he talked to Dr. Ford.
Yeah.
He lied. "Oh, I don't know nothing about it." That's funny. I just talked to Dr.
Night also.
Yeah, we talked to Dr. Ford, and They both called because they thought it was a
Yeah,
scam. And not a scam, it's legitimate. I sent him an invitation. I got it. I still have all his bullshit text messages.
yeah.
But
Now
that
I can understand them not wanting to debate you, but for Copeland to not want to debate me, that is sad.
well, you've come a long way. You really have. I mean, now I got no beef. You would be able to stand the ground. You've got the facts right. You listen. Like Kim, don't do that. And you go, okay, we'll
I
do
know.
that. And
I had a good teacher, Obi-Wan.
thanks, appreciate that. But yeah, so what's the bottom line here? We have to be more proactive. Hey Stan, it's okay, buddy. We know you're busy. Stan just comes in. Hey, evening, Brian. Sorry, late to the party, dude. It's okay. We're just warming this thing up. We
Oh
just
yeah, there's just too much crap the Democrats are pulling. I don't even think you can get it done in an hour and a half tonight.
Oh, that's why I love this independent voice I have. I don't have commercials. I don't have to be done because I have a show coming in right after me. I can talk till 12 o'clock. Poor Brenda will probably be asleep by then, but that's okay. She gets up and goes
My
to
poor
work.
Brenda.
That's
By
okay.
the way, you were mentioned in Congressman Kelly's office at the federal building today.
What would I do?
They didn't have any idea about boots on the ground, so your card got passed out to about 10 people in there and to the security guys at the federal building. They all said they were going to tune in this week to you.
I tell you what, those little again, what did I do? We went on Amazon, ordered some pre-cut, pre-made business cards, threw them in the printer, barely 10, $15 invested, and hand stuff out. If you want to be a committee person in your district and make a difference and not have to take out a campaign loan or worry about a fundraiser, you can do it for $20. I'm telling you, just stand in your district and just say, hey, are you Republican? I'm running for committee person. I'm running for committee person. I appreciate your support.
And
You don't.
please, we need you to run for committee person because we are trying to make a real change. And with Brian at the helm, we are going to make a huge difference. We already have a lot of support, but we need more support. And I'll tell you what, when he becomes chairman and I become in charge of fundraising, we are going to blow everything away. We're going to start a pact. I'm starting a pact with the help of Wade Root. It's going to be called Victory for Future Candidates, where we'll have some money. If you want to run for office, you can come to us. We're going to start you up with some cash. So you're not starting at ground zero, which is very important. And Brian's going to help me do a pamphlet on what the steps are if you want to run for office.
Lance just typed in the room. Well, we'll be seeing Brian getting hauled off to one of those re-education camps. Lance, that
Yes,
was funny. That was funny, man. I watched. I got him on the big screen. I got him on the little screen. All the comments. I love you guys. I appreciate them. And after
the cult leader.
yeah, yeah.
The leader of the cult.
I
I love you, Brian.
I try. Brenda's like, Brian, please look at your text. Which text, on my phone or on here? I've got a million things going on, screens running up. Help me out, boss lady. But
Oh, one more thing. Let everybody know President Trump will be in Butler in April.
oh, road trip. I'm gonna have to go to the shed. I'm gonna have to shake the spiders out of my Trump mannequin. I might have to put the Trump with the other guy's name on it. I might have to paint that out blue and take a ride to Butler and then the
I
police
think we
car.
should have a giant fundraiser, though. Did you see the picture of the new car I sent you? I found a tank that runs for $30,000. We should have a fundraiser for Shank Cat Tank the Tank.
Well, yeah, because that was one of my things on when I ran Shank the Tank. Because we're gonna
Yeah,
tank.
and put giant zombies all over it.
Yeah. No,
So
I
I'll
get it.
let you. I will let you go because I keep interrupting you because
Oh,
you just
that's
keep
all right.
making
No,
me laugh.
you're good. You're good. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye, Brian. Bye, everybody. And don't forget Saturday the parade. Come out and show your pride.
Thanks, Kim.
Bye.
The boss lady says I have two text messages on my phone I'm not paying attention to. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, well, okay, thanks. Brenda, I'm sorry. I mean, you know me, I got screens going here. I don't have my producer right here with me. But so yeah, Gino's birthday. I hear he's like a 45. And Corey. Where's Corey tonight? I didn't see him in the room, And also thank your sister-in-law Paula for her donation. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and we hate to talk about money. I hate asking for donations, but this is all me and Brenda putting this together. It does cost money. We want to spread our wings, for two more channels, but it's a little bit of an investment. And I've got a lot of money invested here in the hardware and software. So we want to. Thanks, Paula. Appreciate that. You're a good sister-in-law. You know, to spread our wings going to cost a little bit more money. And you know what? I just got off of council. I just got back to work. I'm still going to school for the next 2 weekends to get my certifications to do what I need to do. And but if you want to donate, appreciate it. Then we'll get some other channels. We're probably going to look at. We're probably going to go with X, and we will probably go with who else did we talk about? With Rumble. We'll do some Rumbles. I've got a Rumble account up and running, boots in the ground. I don't put really a lot of content in it, but what we'll do is we'll do exactly what we're doing here. It'll be shared live like I do to YouTube. I'm on Facebook and YouTube, so they're broadcasting thing. We're going to go to X and we'll go to Rumble. Now let's talk about the TikTok thing. I have mixed feelings about this. I get this, and it's funny. I get the whole, well, China's looking at your stuff. Man, China's looking at everything anyway. I don't put anything, I don't have anything on my phone or my laptop that they would want anyway. Do you want to see my Amazon account and see the new cable I just bought? Hey, woo! I don't do my banking online. I don't do any of that stuff online. But I got to think about this, and I thought about this. I know some people are like, I hate TikTok. Well, if you pay attention, really pay attention to what's going on at TikTok, you can't really talk about stuff on Facebook. You will get dinged. You will get in jail. You will get with the New York Attorney General. They'll send you to a rethinking camp, and you will be in Facebook jail. I've been on Facebook for years. This is the first time I've ever been in jail on Facebook. And what did I do? I tagged too many people. All right, guilty. They said, you put too many posts up. Okay, guilty. So I pled guilty, threw myself on the mercy of the court. I took my time like a man and just did it. So what's happening on TikTok is and I'm not here to promote it. I'm just telling you how I feel. You do with it what you want. Your deal. TikTok has basically allowed a wider spectrum of things to be discussed. A lot of your even Sniffy Joe in the White House has a TikTok account because they that was against the governmental rules under Sniffy Joe that you couldn't have a TikTok on a government hardware because of the Chinese sneaking in. All right, whatever. That's what you think. Knock yourself out. So I saw that. Paula just typed in there, Rumble is trying to buy TikTok. Fingers crossed. That would be kind of cool because I like TikTok. There's a lot of good, and it's news. It's not like, hi, this is Brian Shank live from Erie County. Here's your news for today. No, it's CNN, as I cough as I say their name. Even they have come after Sleepy Joe. They have no choice. So the news people are actually putting their stuff on TikTok because they're not catching the algorithms like they do on Facebook. If you say something bad about Sleepy Joe enough, the algorithm will catch you. You will get dinged. If you say anything about that C word, that thing they did a couple of years ago and locked us all down, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to get dinged saying that word that catches that algorithm and you get locked up in Facebook jail. So I see their point and I get it. But even truck companies are advertising on TikTok. They are. Food companies are advertising. They're doing tons of advertising on TikTok. Yeah, do your show in a cute bikini. Listen, I'd like to have you. Might not have people throw up. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. They'll restrict access sharing data and I get that. Chris, you're right on the money like always. But here they are, these news entities saying what they want to say about their interpretation of this horrible president. Horrible president. So they want to shut it down, and that makes me nervous. Look what happened. Look what happened when they finally did some investigation on that place we are today, and they got caught. They got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Nothing really happened. So I'm a little disappointed that they're coming after TikTok so hard and so quick. I don't think it'll pass. I know it passed the first round. I don't think it. Because why? Why do we need to have our voices heard?
Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Yeah. So there we go. And I got to tell you, TikTok, there's this guy named Matthew Kovac. I just want to play this little snippet from you. This guy, he does these TikTok lives. He is outside. He has always has a pair of sunglasses on, but he gets it right. So I just want to play this little snippet here. This is pretty good.
In the new America, we cater to criminals. Jose Antonio Ibarra beat Laken Riley to death, killed her in cold blood. Joe Biden called him an illegal during the State of the Union on Thursday night. The media was appalled. The apology tour began shortly thereafter. Nancy Pelosi was on CNN nervously saying undocumented. We usually say undocumented. Joe Biden spent the weekend apologizing. He picked up on the talking point. Undocumented, he told MSNBC. I shouldn't have said illegal. Biden then went on to say that he wouldn't talk about people the way that Donald Trump did. Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley chimed in. She wanted you to know, quote, no human being is illegal. Thanks, Ayanna. The catering began 4 years ago when George Floyd died high on fentanyl and your government kneeled in solidarity to honor St. George. It continued when Jacob Blake was shot by police after sexually assaulting the mother of his kids. Kamala Harris visited Blake in the hospital. She told him she was proud of him. Remember this when they tell you to vote for character and decency in November. This is the new America where elected officials go to great lengths to address killers and rapists by their proper pronouns. America 2024, where all the compassion is reserved for the criminals.
All right, like I said, I wanted to play that. This guy absolutely gets it. Go on TikTok, look him up. I don't know if he belongs to any news entity. He just does his TikTok live. He just has a pair of glasses on. He's usually outside talking about it. I mean, this guy really, really gets it. Really simple, plain to earth, says what we want to say. And again, Kid Rock, we the people. I'm telling you, this guy has made a fortune just saying it as it is. And some of his the video for this thing is truly amazing. You got to go online and you got to watch it. You know, I try to find things to talk about. I try to think relevant to talk about. People understand locally. I don't just drill down on the national stuff. I don't just drill down on the local stuff. We got to talk about everything because if we don't pay attention locally, look what's happening locally on county government. They control county government. They control $35 million in surplus. 35 million. That's why, everybody go, oh my God, taxes. Ah. Why? Just write a check. Just write a check and pay it off. We could write a check for $7 million and pay these tax things down and not be a big deal. But, the Democrats, they want to hammer Davis every chance they get. Every chance they get. Do I always agree with Brenton? Absolutely not. If I sat on my recliner at 10:30 at night going, sure I have. But you know what? Then we end up in the middle and we figure it out, and that's what it's about. So I got this other little snippet. I love little snippets because, they say it way more eloquently than I can. and it is the absolute gospel. Now I have a fancy soundboard. I can do this stuff. Sorry.
Letitia James, who got the $450 million judgment against him and keeps tweeting out the running total of what he owes with interest. She's loving her moment in the spotlight, has learned the hard way that the working class, especially in New York, do not approve of her or what she's doing. Take a look at what happened to her when she addressed the FDNY. This is via Fox News. Watch.
Oh, come on. We're in a house of God. First, simmer down. I want to thank Commissioner Kavanaugh and Chief
There's
Hodgins
chanting
for
Trump.
that recognition.
Wow. Sarah, look at that. FDNY, thumbs down. I'm sure they didn't respond nicely to being told to simmer down, which is annoying. They don't like her and they don't like what she's doing. They get it.
Yeah, I think that we're seeing many Americans, just like FDNY right there, just kind of galvanize around Donald Trump because they see what is so clear that this is as much as the left likes to talk about, democracy is at stake and everything is a threat to democracy and we love democracy. They are very clearly engaging in, disturbing a political election interference. As much as they talk about, we don't like election interference. That's what they're doing by the persecution of Donald Trump. And even the independents, and I would say the moderate Democrats that still exist.
Letitia James, who got
That's why I had to play that piece, because you know what, they're booing her, but they're also chanting Trump. And you know what, I feel for the men and women in the New York Fire Department. I really, really do. Their boss never, ever, ever has spent a day as a firewoman, fire person. She was never a fire person. Never wore a uniform. Never put on an air pack. Never picked up a water hose. She was never in the New York Fire Department. However, she was she was put in that position as a political payback, and I believe from the governor. I think that's how I read it. Look it up, Brian. She said that she's suing them. Go ahead, sue the shit out of them. You go after the New York Fire Department members. They won't show up for work. Just keep messing with these people. Keep messing with the New York Police Department. They'll blue flu you into tomorrow. Their numbers are down so far already because they're treated like dogs. You can kick the shit out of them on a street corner, have it videotaped, have proof, catch them, and they release them. But you can't call them illegals. They are. Call them what they are. They are here illegally. They did not come here. They did not. They came here illegally. They crossed the border illegally. We have no clue who they are. And look what's happening. I want you guys to Google this up, because what's happening is these cities, even Erie, is seeing an uptick in stupid diseases that we have never seen for a long time. It's here. It's real, because they are basically bringing these people from every shithole country. Go ahead, haters. They're Shank shithole countries. Tell me they're not. Don't tell me they're not a third world country, because they are. And they're bringing their crap here, where you had to provide a COVID vaccine shot. I'm probably going to get dinged for that, to go outside. You had to show your papers. You had to show them you had a COVID vaccine to go to dinner and sit in your plastic bubble. But we can bring them in by the millions, put them in airplanes, ship them around all over the place under the cover of darkness, and this is how it goes. I'm going to play you another little, measles, a lot of them. Another little clip here, like I said, I love these clips. They're, I try to keep them short So you're not sitting here, listening to me. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah.
What's the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken
undocumented.
Riley?
Undocumented.
Undocumented my ass.
I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented.
I say he was an illegal alien. He was an illegal immigrant. He was an illegal migrant. And he shouldn't have been in our country, and he never would have been under the Trump policy. We are profoundly honored to be joined today by the family and loved ones of Laken and some of her great friends. I met them. They're so incredible. The whole group is incredible. To Laken's parents, John and Allison, and her sister, Lauren, her roommate, Connolly, and to all of those who loved Laken, the hearts of hundreds of thousands and indeed millions and millions of Americans and people worldwide, they're shattered alongside of your beautiful.
What's the word?
The president won't say her name. He won't acknowledge this. And when he actually gets caught speaking the truth, calling him illegal, he apologizes. He apologizes. Doesn't apologize to the family. Doesn't say, I'm sorry for your loss. He just apologizes for calling him illegal. This is the crap why I get irritated and pissed off. And you know what? I don't care the haters hate me. You can call me an occult, which the Democrats are actually the true cult. But hey, they point their fingers at us and they're the ones doing it. We are election deniers. Really? What states tried to take a former president off the ballot? Election interference? It sounds to me like you tried to throw him off the ballot, which is illegal. Illegal. And the Supreme Court, 9-0, said that's illegal. Knock it off. Now, I bet you no other states play that card. I bet you they don't. I bet you they don't. Because they got caught. It's illegal. It's denying the people the right to their elections. I don't care if you don't like Trump. Don't vote for him. But don't deny him his rights, his God-given rights that our forefathers sat down and scribbled out an amazing document called the Constitution. It's all right there. It's in black and white. You don't like it? Change it. Speaking of changing the Constitution, did you hear the good news out of California? Man, I'm telling you, Governor Newsom, I'm telling you, that slick Willie, slick-haired, pearly white teeth wants to add the 28th Amendment, and it's all about gun control. It's all about gun control. It's all about... He tried the same bullshit in his state. It didn't stick. It didn't work. It ended up blowing up in their face because of the Second Amendment. So here's Slick Willie on the TV with his pearly cap teeth going, oh yeah, we need to have a constitutional amendment. We need to ban all these things. We need to take all these rights away from you. Slick Willie, go back to California. Stay in your lane. Stop thinking you're smarter than everybody else, that you almighty can change the Constitution. I'm not thinking he's got the mojo to barely change the Constitution in his own state. And then he wants to change the Constitution of the United States. So yeah. How's that? Another little clip right here. Little good. Let's get it going on. I know this is. I just wanted to play this little snippet real quick because they forgot to tell you in the news that they were booing her. They weren't booing her. They were yelling Trump. Not doctored audio. You can see on my camera. You can see the video I'm playing. I'm not mixing anything together. This is right from them. They weren't they booed her for like a quick half a minute, and then they started yelling Trump, and that's why she's pissed off. That's why she wants the New York Fire Department to be reindoctrinated, brainwashed, come into grips with the Democrat, socialist, communist, whatever fascist party they are, and leave us alone. Leave the New York Fire Department alone. You know, it's just ridiculous. And then they call us, you guys are in a cult. Well, okay, we're at a pep rally and they got pissed off at this lady that, his only mission in life is to bring down a former president, illegally, of course. And of course, you and I all know he will win that in appeal. Look at the 12th polls show majority of Dems already say they will protest TGE 24 election. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're Chris, thank you for reminding me. I got to write this stuff down in the future. They literally are saying on different news organizations and entities that if Trump's elected, they're not going to let him be elected. And if you read Chris's little snippet here, they will protest the 2024 election if Trump wins. Isn't their own definition of insurrection? And they are preemptively committing it, yet not one vote has been cast. If they don't get their way, they're going to have an insurrection. They've already said it. They've said it in the news. They said it in public. They said it there. They've already planned for an insurrection when President Donald Trump gets elected. People are like, well, you're a Trumper. Well, I'll tell you what, I'd rather be a Trumper than a Joe Biden sniffier. I'm just saying. This guy in the White House, Shank's an election denier. 80 million people. 80 million people. 80 million people voted for this guy. No, I don't believe it. Last week I played a story online from a news entity that interviewed a guy that was caught, committed a crime, charged, prosecuted, and now he's a Republican, and now he's on a speaking tour on how they did it. So how is that election denying when the people are saying it? How many people need to be caught ballot harvesting? Well, it's just a small number. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, I'm going to remember that next time I take a test. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to say, listen, I just cheated on 5 questions. Come on, it's just a small number. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. That's not how it works, boys and girls. That's not how it works in America, and that's why they're trying to make it a shithole. That's why they're trying to make it a third world country. And now you watch, I know I talked about it earlier, you watch, now we're going to get involved in Haiti. You watch, because all that is a front for some shithole country that doesn't like us. And what is Joe Biden doing? He's sending the Navy in. Dave, if you want to chime in on your feelings on that as a former Navy guy, you're more than welcome. Because now we're going to build docks down there. So what does that mean? Someone's got to secure them. And all those ships and vessels and Navy boats, whatever they call them down there, I'm an Army guy, and hope I didn't get that wrong, is someone's got to secure those assets. There's going to be Marines on those ships. There's going to be Navy on those ships. And then, of course, they're going to need help. And we're going to be boots on the ground in Haiti. Another conflict that this guy, remember the guy? I'm Joe Biden. I'm going to bring this country together. I'm going to unite us all together. We're all going to be one big, happy, sniffy family. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do that thing. And we're all going to be one big, happy family. I'm the uniter. This guy has got us more conflicts than Trump ever did. So, Trump's a warmonger. We can't even trust him with the the nuclear codes because he'll get us to nuclear war. No, he didn't. But Sniffy Joe has done a damn good job of getting us into all these other conflicts. And he had one job: pull the people out, pull the people out. And what do we do during the state of confusion pep rally? They arrested a Gold Star family member because he was pissed off and he spoke over the president. Arrested a Gold Star family member that lost a child due to his incompetency. And they arrested him. They arrested a Gold Star family member. Did he mention those people? Did he mention the 13 that he killed? Nope, never has. And then I think if my memory serves me right, what did Joe do when they brought the soldiers home? He had to look at his watch. Well, I think I got to go take my medicine. My Adderall's ready. Stan, you're absolutely right. Biden is such a Walter puppet. But you know what? Jeff Dunham and Walter, they nail it. They nail it. And usually these guys stay pretty neutral. And I don't think Jeff Dunham particularly likes Sniffy Joe because, man, he really plows right into him. I mean, plows right into him. I think we're lining up for our landing on runway 292. So, if you want to make a call, that's great. 814-873-3612. I held up a tumbler earlier. So here's one of Brenda's tumblers that she's got out. It's a Second Amendment one. She's got them available. Just reach out to her. And I was in a class this weekend, and the instructor, I had my coffee cup. Here, let me turn the other camera on. I had this sitting on my desk, and the instructor goes, "What is that?" I said, "Well, this is a handmade tumbler. My wife buys the aluminum blanks, and she can print on anything that you want." And he's like, "Anything?" I said, "We can put your pretty face on there if you want. So if you want a tumbler with anything, contact Brenda. She helps support the show. If I need a doodad or thingy bob, she'll dump on Amazon. I wish I could get an Amazon as a sponsor because this is pretty much all bought on Amazon. Soundboard, everything, lights, TV. The TV was Walmart. But area code 814-873-3612. If you guys want to give a last call in, we're gonna wind things out. We covered a lot of things, and you guys have been great conversation. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh yeah, Chris Phillips, the Clinton Foundation scammed how much money from Haiti? Well, one for you, two for me, one for the little starving child, three for administration. Because we gotta put gas in this Lear jet to come down there because you people need to buy electric cars so I can fly around in my private Lear jet. Which is the hypocrisy 101. They all go to a climate summit in somewhere and they all fly in with all their private jets. There was a guy that tracks all air flights around the world, and he showed how many jets flew in for this a climate conference in their private Lear jets, which is absolutely the epitome of you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, I mean, this has been a great night. I always look forward to Wednesday nights. I do, because I work all week. I go to going back to school. I got some things out of the way. I got to get some credentials fixed, cleaned up, and then I'm working now. So I look forward. I look for things to talk about. And it's amazing when I'm out and about, and it's Brian Shank, right? We love your show. I said, here's my card. Don't forget to come in. My wife makes the cards on the printer. No big deal. Cell phones. Don't forget all the missing children in Haiti after the foundation was there. Chris, you're so right. I know you're very well read. I know you pay attention, and those words unfortunately are true. But hey, who are we? We're Trumpers. We're people that are in a cult. No, you people are in a cult. You people loved to put labels on everybody and say we're in a cult. No, we're not. Do I agree with everything Donald Trump says? Absolutely not. Do I agree on how he acts? Absolutely not. Do I agree with his policies? Absolutely. Do I agree? I had a video and I couldn't find it. It's a video of Barack Obama talking about secure borders. It's a video with Bill Clinton calling them illegal aliens and we need to secure the border. And Barack Obama calls them illegal aliens and we need to secure the border. Donald Trump, the Republican, we need to secure you're a racist. What about the two last Democrats that just spent, 12 years saying that we need secure borders? I can't make this stuff up. I literally cannot make this stuff up, and it's all verifiable. But the Democrats, you're an insurrectionist. No, actually, I'm a victim of being photoshopped. And then that's all the argument they had to take me out was the fact that I was an insurrection. No, I wasn't, man. I was downtown. I've got people in this room that were there with me, but they took a picture of me. They photoshopped me in the Capitol because they will do anything they can to lie, cheat, and steal and take the power and keep the power and keep you down and make sure they take every stinking dime they can out of your wallet so they can give it over to some other country, some other shithole country that wants to kill you. I don't get it. I don't get it. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, have I bumped my head somewhere in my life to where we work and we struggle and, there's no inflation? Bullshit. The cost of living has gone up. The price of gas spiked, came back down, but it's still higher. But that's okay. Bidenomics, building back better. It's all bullshit. It is. Do the research, but they won't do it because they want to control you. They want to control us. And then the Democrats go, oh, Joe's done so much. Sure he has. Trillions of dollars to the Ukraine. Make sure they're taken care of. But I can take you down. Well, there's a homeless camp over here in Harbor Creek. There's one here. That's everywhere. I can take you down places all and show you the homeless. They're everywhere. But what does Rainbow Joe do? Bring him on in. He's on the radio. Bring all those immigrants here. Bring all those new Americans to Erie. We'll take care of them. Bring them. I say bring them and let them watch this city burn and be crushed because they can't afford it. They can't afford it. They will do exactly like the mayor of Chicago's done. They will take the tax dollars they were given under ARPA, and he will spend ARPA funds to take care of all these illegals. You watch. I say bring them on. Bring them on, Joe. Bring them in there. And you know what? Why don't you take them to your house, your big, huge house out on the west side of town, and that big fancy house you got out there with your brand new security system? Why don't you bring them home? Why don't you house them? Why don't you feed them? Why don't you do that? You're so quick to spend our money and make us take care of other people's refugees and illegals that aren't vetted. They're not. We don't know what's wrong with them. You would not allow us to go anywhere. You and your Democrat buddies kept us locked down if we didn't have a COVID shot. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't get on a plane. You couldn't get on a bus. You couldn't go out to dinner without that COVID card. But you want to bring people in here from God only knows where that haven't had their polio shots, that haven't had their booster shots when they were children. And what exposure have they had with the, trek from, how are the Chinese people getting here? They're being flown into South America from China. China is sending them on a plane. Nobody leaves China on a plane without permission. They're sending them here on purpose. Males, military age, and they're sneaking them into California. Governor Newsom, you got them. And when they pick up arms against us, you're going to have our blood on your hands. And this stuff is dead serious. I heard all the illegals are being sensitive. Well, of course they are. Stan, you're absolutely right. Court. That's why Rainbow Joe wants them in Erie so they can be counted on the census, which ends up bringing them more federal money. This is all about. Look at the Democrats up on the Hill. We need all these immigrants to come in to pick our vegetables. They're actually trying to play this card that we as Americans are not producing enough children to replace ourselves. Well, why is that? Because, the average person in Erie is what? $40,000 a year? And they're being responsible and not having 10 kids they can't afford. Okay, I didn't know we need replacements. Didn't know that. I didn't know that was an actual thing until these Democrats on the Hill, they're sitting there saying, we need people to pick our vegetables. I said that, they would be burning a mannequin of me out in front of my house if I said that. But these senior, I'm trying to be nice here, people sit up there and say, oh, we need to have our vegetables picked. And we need replacements because we're not having enough children. Because we can't afford them. Hello, McFly. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I get it. You're absolutely right, Stan. I heard all the illegals are being accounted. Replying to Stan Williams, exactly is what I said. Chris Phillips, Democrat. Demographics is destiny to the Dems language. We can replace them. It's their own words, not a conspiracy theory by the right. It's a conspiracy of the left. The left has said it. They're not doing it in closed doors anymore. They're actually doing it in the press. And the Democrats, that's so progressive of you. When you guys are making, $170,000 a year, but your net worth is $3 million. Look at AOC. AOC went to watch it. Oh my God, I can't afford this place. It's too expensive. I can't have an apartment. She's worth $4 million. How in God's green earth did she become a multimillionaire in less than 3 years? I don't know what to tell you. I don't have the math behind it. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, I was on a roll. So what? I don't even know what time is it. It's 9:30. Wow, an hour and a half. Lobbyists. No, Chris, you're absolutely right. We need to set term limits. Stan, you're right. But you know what? Every political entity really has term limits, except the people in Washington. The mayor has term limits. County executive has term limits. County council has term limits. The governor has term limits. The people that wield the real power in this country do not have term limits. They are not going to give that up. They're not. They're really, really not going to give this up. So what do?
Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
All right, boys and girls, we're going to bring this thing in for a landing. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Great conversations. Great. I love reading your text messages. I got them up on the big screen here so I don't have to wear my glasses. I appreciate it. Stan, you're right. We, the people, need to vote them out. You are 100% accurate. Here's the problem, my friend, and I say this with as much love as I can give you. We won't do it. We won't. My prediction is, I'm watching the math, we will barely break 35%. 35%. You watch. In Erie County, we will barely break 35% turnout rate in Erie County. Don't know what to tell you, because we looked at the numbers from my election that, No big sexy races. We get that. Barely 22% came out. 22 point something came out and voted. We know that. So now we got Dan Laughlin. I'm not even gonna say Jimmy Worthless name on my show. It's not even worth the time. He has no chance. We got 3 state reps up. 3 state reps up. And you know what? And go on my social media. I try to post this stuff up there. I try to give it to you the facts. Stacey Garrity, running for re-election, Army Colonel, done a great job in her job. She wanted to move the numbers around, say if you had $4,000 in an account that was yours, they can automatically just send it to you. Bizarro, Harkins, and Mirsky voted it down. They said, no, we want $100. If it's less than $100, we'll send it to you. So the 3 state reps, again, stuck together like thieves in the night about this. So now Ryan Bizarro is running for Stacey Garrity's seat. He said, no, well, we should move it to $10,000. Really? You voted it down for 5 because it was Stacey Garrity's idea. Now you're running against her. You want some political traction. You bump it to 10. When the 3 of you have stuck together, you guys kept us locked down. You guys kept us out of the green. You voted right in step with Governor Wolfie and his henchman Shapiro. They stepped right in line with the Democrats. They don't have the balls to step out of their lane and vote against these people, even though you crushed our local economy. You crushed 30% of our local businesses in Erie County. And you walk around like you're my best friend. You're not. You're not. I was sitting on county council listening to the people beg for mercy to help them with their business. There's nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do. They threw us some money, but we had less than 6 months. We had a 6-month window to get it out. And then here comes the politics. Here comes the nonprofits. Here comes all the big names with their big ticket items. They wanted that money, and that's where that money went. And we tried. We fought hard. But when you got we county executive, Kathy Dalkamper, that spent $5,000 on catered lunches, $5,000 that could have went to the people, that could have fed the homeless, that could have helped the business that went out of business. I won't mention his name because I don't want anybody to dox him, but one of our local business owners in Erie, I know him, good guy, hard worker, works at his place of business every day. We got him a little bit of cash. We got him. I was able to get it going. Tim, you can start. I don't care. I know what you're going to say. But then these state reps walk around. Harkins, he's maxed out every penny he can squeeze out of the taxpayers. He just shows up in his khaki shorts like he's your best friend. No, you stole that money from the people. Mirsky, you kept us locked down. You crushed these businesses in Erie. I don't even know how I could even show my face if I was responsible for that. If I was the person that voted to keep you locked down, I wouldn't even be able to come around you, your businesses, because I crushed you. Well, your business really wasn't important. Yeah, it is. And Bizarro, don't even get me started on him. I could be here for hours on his bullshit. His racist rants about people. Calling white people racist because we don't like rap music and soccer. I like soccer. I don't play it. I hate rap music. I hate music that promotes beating women. I hate music that promotes killing cops. Why would I like that type of music? So think long and hard on these votes. Don't do a party vote. You search your souls. Ask people who businesses have failed. And these 3 crushed these people, and they just walk around like their shit doesn't stink. I would be embarrassed. If I had the responsibility of keeping these businesses locked down and we told them it wasn't right. And 2 years later afterwards, Oh, sorry, guys, we were a little harsh on that. No shit. Every one of these people should be voted out and stand in the unemployment line like they did to the people of Erie County. But we can't get Erie County to get out and vote these people out of office. Get them out of here. What good are they doing when the next time this shit happens that they keep you locked down, they crush your building, they have your neighbors fighting against neighbors, you got to carry paperwork around like they're the Gestapo. Where's your papers? You can't come in here. Bullshit. Get these people out of office. You have the power. I can't give you the power. You have the power to do this. I'm going to get out and vote. I'll probably go down to the courthouse and vote early because I'll bring the ladies down there a dozen donuts because I miss working with the ladies down there. We had a great staff down there. You people need to get your people to talk to their people to get this changed. I do what I can. I spend a lot of money. I spend a lot of time. I do a lot of research to sit here and talk to you people. I love every one of you, and I appreciate every one of you. And every one of you, I get it, and I hate yelling at you people. I want the people to get in here and do this. They are crushing our religious rights. They locked down churches. During the lockdown, they arrested nuns for going to church. Who's that sound like? Adolf. Who's that sound like? But we're the conspiracy people. We're the racist. We're the ones that are Trumpers. Okay. All right. We need to change direction, people. I've said this. I've said it once. I said it twice. I said it 1,000 times. I've been saying for the last 5 years. This is it. Like the old song from the 80s. This is the final countdown. I'd play the song, but they ding me every time I do. I can't do it. Prairie, the darkness and their understanding. Just read this stuff. The life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to their hardness of heart. Thank you. Prairie, you come in here every show and you give us a good prayer to kick this day off and give us the strength to do this thing. I can't do it. Kim can't do it. Stan can't do it. We need to change. I don't care if you don't like Dan Laughlin or Mike Kelly. I don't want to hear the word rhino. I don't want to hear it because all that does, every time you say rhino, you give a Democrat a vote. You do. You really, really do. Do I agree with Dan all the time? Nope. Do I agree with Mike Kelly all the time? Nope. But I'm going to vote for him because the alternative is an ultra-liberal, crazy Jim Wirtz. Damn it. I wasn't going to say his name. Look what he has written about Republicans in that so-called paper. He hates you, but now he's a candidate. He likes you. It's just like one of the articles I posted on my page on Jimmy Wirtz. Hey, we need to be nicer to each other. Why do we have to be so hostile and so mean to each other during elections? You're the kingpin. You're the godfather of hate. And you want us to like you after the shit you said about us? No. Real simple. Like Ronald Reagan's lovely wife used to say about drugs. Just say no. Just say no. All you got to do is vote. That's all you got to do is vote. I just want to shake the camera to get your attention. Take it out and vote. Hey, Corey, happy birthday. Everybody, happy birthday to Corey, man. Hardest working guy in the room. I'm telling you right there. He was out partying, doing whatever. And he came in here. Corey, man, you missed a brimstone, brother. I'm telling you. I'm just going to have to get a pulpit. I'm going to have to get ordained because I'm telling you. So happy birthday, Corey. Happy birthday, Gino. I'm gonna bring this thing in for a landing. We've had a great night, great conversation. Look at you guys, got me sweating because I'm so fired up about this crap because it's so important. Your life depends on it. Your children's life, your kids' children depend on it. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Nope. All right, let me do this. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody coming out. Paula, thank you for the donation. We're accepting donations. There's how you make a donation. If you want to do that, we want to really lift this thing off the ground. You know, we're running down the runway. Our flaps are down. Engines are full up. I'm ready to pull the stick back, but we need a little bit of money to buy the video processing stuff we need and pay for the other channels. You know, we do this one for free, you know, which is nice of them, but you know, they want, you know, a little bit more money to do that. So I'm going to slowly bring up the outro because baby, it is Welcome to the Jungle. That's why we go with Welcome to the Jungle, Boots on the Ground with Brian Shank, because that's the only way we are going to change direction. So here we are. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank our callers for coming out tonight. Corey, you be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. If you're drinking, you know, you need Uber money, we'll get it to you. Thank you all for coming out. We'll see you on Wednesday night. Saturday night, I got to look at my schedule. I'm back to work. About maybe a Saturday Night Live. But hey, man, there's a ton of things talking about. Trust me. Thank you all. Kim, thanks for the call. Gino, thanks for the call. All right, everybody, like I like to say, at the end of the show, Shank out.